Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and if you just bear with me for a quick second, I'd like to just say a little word about Rafa Perez. Rafa was my wingman. He was the studio technician who used to obviously tune into everyone, get everyone ready for the show. Well, he sadly passed away 2 nights ago. So we're going to dedicate this show to him, and we're going to have an absolute corker of a show. And all of those who knew him, I'm sure you'll agree that we can only dedicate this show to Rafa Perez. So you rest in peace, pal. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell, and we can notify you of any content. Also, if you press the link in the description, that will take you over to our articles, all of our soccer articles. And if you stay there long enough, you'll then see articles on other sports as well. Well, it's La Liga. Real Madrid have gone top. Barcelona are now playing catch up. And I've got La Liga Lowdowns, man. Paco, how are you, sir?
Hi, Martin, and obviously I want to offer my deepest condolences for Rafa Perez's family. I just got word about what happened a few minutes ago, and obviously a very sad day for all the SBR family.
Thank you. Martin, La Liga, Real Madrid. I don't. We said a few weeks ago, I don't think they get caught now.
No. I think Real Madrid are looking very, very strong. They've been easily the most impressive team since La Liga resumed. Barcelona do look to be lacking a bit of creativity, really missing Frankie de Jong in midfield, whereas the wealth of attacking options that Zidane has at his disposal at Real Madrid looks seriously impressive, and I fancy them to have a very strong end to the season. Barcelona will probably run them close, but I would say Real Madrid deserve to be the favourites to win the title now, yeah.
Yeah, strong favourites as well, Paco. It's good to have you back, mate. Since you've last been on, we've had Ewan and we've had Roman. Listen, it's a tough act to follow because Ewan has been absolutely on fire.
Yeah, well, having so many match days in the next few days is going to be a real challenge for anyone who is following La Liga, because remember, as soon as one match day ends, the next one immediately begins. And then tonight we're having a couple of games, including my own Valencia, as I'm the city I'm based on. But tomorrow, again, a new match day begins with Sevilla playing at home against Valladolid. So many games, so many opportunities for everyone who is watching the show. And also, as you said earlier, and also Martin talked about Real Madrid, they are looking good. If we leave aside controversy with the referees, they are feeling as their strongest to date throughout the whole season.
Yeah, there's a couple of things though, Martin, because when you take everything into account, are we expecting a little bit of fatigue now? Because a lot of these sides, it'll be their third game in like less than maybe 8-9 days. And as we've seen in the Premier League, Sheffield United have hit an absolute brick wall because of the size of the squad. Well, who's got the biggest squad? Who's got the best squad? And you go to the top of the league, and it's Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid and also Barca, who are not finding their footing because of the way they are trying to develop their football. I think Quique Setién hasn't been able to make the team to gel and to come into the fold regarding the way he wants them to play. But in Real Madrid's case, I think Zinedine Zidane is being spot on in everything, in the substitutions, in the way he's managing the minutes that every single player is having on the last few games. And I think they are looking absolutely sharp at this point. And yeah, you said it so. Smaller clubs are facing potential trouble in these days because of the way their squads have been built on the last summer. They aren't ready for playing so many games in so little time. And we are seeing teams such as Real Valladolid, Mallorca, Leganes, Alaves, they are facing trouble and they are having plenty of problems. They are struggling with some of the games because of precisely that, the way their players are becoming very, very tired without time to rest properly between games.
Martin, there's 2 angles, and we love an angle because that's what we're here for, is to find the angle, find the edge. Now we want fade the small squads, fade the aging squad.
Yeah, very much so. Some of those aging squads, especially in the heat of summer in Spain, really do appear to be struggling. But yeah, for me, it's squad depth is even more important than age. Like Paco just mentioned there, Zidane has masterfully rotated his squad since the season resumed. He's got so many different players that he can bring in. They have got pretty old midfield, Real Madrid, but he's been able to rotate, and they've got so much pace up front that I think that mitigates it. Barcelona, that's why I think they do really miss De Jong in midfield, because the other midfielders that they've got are pretty long in the tooth now. And yeah, it's those small squads that are really going to struggle in the weeks ahead. So even teams like Valencia and Sevilla that have got bigger squads than the smaller clubs, I expect them to pick up some pretty good results in the weeks ahead too. But yeah, favour the small teams right now.
Okay, well, let's crack straight on then. We're going to start with Sevilla at -220, draw +375, and Valladolid at +800. Paco.
Yeah, well, I think Sevilla has this one because of the way they've been slowly building up. It is true that after the break, they struggled with a couple of unexpected results. For example, drawing against Levante with a 90th minute own goal. But later, we've seen Sevilla mastering their defense. They were able to keep Barca at bay, and that result absolutely boosted their confidence. And I think they have this one, and I see them as one of the biggest contenders, if not the favorite, for that 4th place this season. If we take into consideration that Atletico have again found their stride and are also winning games. So I think that Sevilla is going to be very, very strong in the remaining games, especially those which are played at their own Sánchez Pizjuán.
Yeah, but when we look at Valladolid, we see discipline, we see defence is tight, so they're going to stay in the game for a long period. Do you think this is under 2.5 goals, Martin?
Could well be, yeah. I think more to do with Valladolid, with the way they play. They're quite a conservative side. They don't like to throw many men forward. They don't take too many risks. So, yeah, I do think this could be an unders game. Yeah, I also think it's between Sevilla and Valencia for that 4th place. That's what I said when we did the first video upon the restart. And Sevilla do have a 7-point head start over Valencia right now. Although Valencia have a game in hand, which is going to take place tonight, they probably look like they can hold Valencia off. The teams like Getafe, Villareal, Sociedad, they're fading. For this game, I think Sevilla get the job done. And yeah, I would definitely combine it with unders. Looking at Sevilla and under 4.5 goals, the value isn't really there. So you have to push it to Sevilla and under 3.5 goals. But you can get odds of 1.95 on that, which I think looks like an attractive price.
Just a quick one, Paco. Do you think Sevilla, they win to 0?
Possibly so. They find quite easy to score. And again, I think that they're keeping their own goal untouched, I think it's one of the biggest merits. I think Lopetegui has been able to do a very, very good job, and newcomers such as Fernando in the midfield, also Diego Carlos, one of the breakout stars of this season in Sevilla in the defense. I think they will manage to keep the nil in their scoreboard. Let's see if they are able to score those 2 goals that you are mentioning.
Yeah, I think under 2.5 goals, because I fancy it's going to be 0-0 for a hell of a long time. And Sevilla, if they do get one up, I think they'll play keep ball. So I think under 2.5 is probably the way to go if there's any value. And the next game is Atletico Bilbao at -200, draw +340, and Mallorca +770. More woe for Mallorca, Paco.
Yeah, because they need the points. Mallorca are right now one of the 3 teams inside the relegation places, and they absolutely need some kind of positive result in this one, even though they have only won one single game outside their own ground this whole season against Eibar. So possibly Mallorca will provide plenty of trouble for Athletic Club, because in their case, the Lions are right now in the middle of the table. They are not able to find that kind of motivation. Playing at home without an audience is very, very different to doing with the fans in their stands. La Catedral, San Mamés, is one of the most characteristic ground in Spain, because of that, because of the way the fans are able to push forward their own team. And I think they are struggling to do well when playing at home. So possibly Mallorca might find some kind of prize over there, picking up points. I don't know, but their sense of need is quite higher if we compare it to Athletic Club, which are, at this point where there are a few remaining games, they don't really have the motivation. European spots seem very far. So possibly Mallorca have a chance in this one.
Team spirit seems to be good though, Martin. Now look at Bilbao. They've put in performances even when they haven't actually won the game. Now, Mallorca, do they score?
I'm not convinced that Mallorca can score up there. Had Real Madrid to beat them to 0 last time out, and they won 2-0 at odds of 1.91. So I was delighted to see that one come in. Yeah, I think that's going to be their real problem for the rest of the season, not getting enough goals. They're not too bad at the back, but yeah, I really do fancy them to get relegated. As soon as you take that home advantage away from them, they've been poor on the road all season. I think they've lost 12 out of 15 away games. It's not just the lack of fans; it's having to travel off the island up to the Basque region. They don't seem to be comfortable after doing things like that. Yeah, Bilbao, even though they lost to Barcelona, it was a reasonably good performance. I wouldn't hold that against them. I do think they've been strong since the La Liga resumed. So yeah, I fancy them to get the job done in this one. Odds of 1.5. I think that just looks really good for any parlays that you're looking to compile over the weekend. Any accumulators. A bit more value in this game. I'd go unders because I'm not sure if Mallorca can score. You get 1.67 on Athletic Bilbao and under 4.5 goals, which not huge odds, but I think it looks good.
Okay, Paco, do you think the consensus in La Liga is that they'll be quite happy if Mallorca get relegated, because Mallorca's a tough place to go when we're all back to normal and they've got a crowd?
Well, I wouldn't say that because, it's always a sad situation when any single team goes down. In Mallorca's case, actually, they are quite sympathetic. The fans are quite sympathetic towards them because they are, a very humble side. They were able to promote last season in an incredible way. Nobody expected them to do so. They weren't the favorites, and at the same time, they actually play very, very. I don't know how to put it. They play very decent football, most of the season. I think they have performed better than their points right now in the table show. And Vicente Moreno is a great manager, and he's giving plenty of young players the opportunities. Takefusa Kubo is one of them, loaned by Real Madrid. Yesterday, a 15-year-old player debuted for Real Mallorca, and he's the youngest ever in La Liga to debut. Argentinian-Mexican player with 15 years, which is, a kid playing for them. So overall, I think Mallorca, plenty of fans would be happy for them to remain, even though that's true. It's quite of a nuisance for clubs to travel over there, to have to play in Mallorca later coming back. And also they are finding, as Martin said right now, very, very difficult to bring something positive every single time they travel, because they haven't been able to do so in the whole year.
What's the culture like with the Spanish fans? Because if that was in England, they would look forward to going to Mallorca because they could make a weekend of it and have a bit of a party. Do the Spanish fans do that?
Yeah, most of the time they do. In a pre-COVID situation, many fan bases, including, for example, Valencia, Levante, Barca, many of them opted to had the choice and were able to pick up some kind of airplane ticket or even a boat and traveling to Mallorca and spend 2-3 days over there. The good weather, the food, leisure time, enjoying it, and later going obviously to Estadio Son Moix, to Mallorca's ground. But this situation has changed everything, and people don't have time because of traveling restrictions, and also because games are being played every single 2 or 3 days.
Martin, I wouldn't fancy you going over there to Mallorca for the away game. You wouldn't come back. We'd have to send a search party out for you.
No, I'm staying put in England for the foreseeable future, definitely, Flash.
Okay, well, we're going to go to second place, Barcelona. They travel to Celta Vigo plus 480, the draw plus 330, and Barcelona at minus 155. Paco, surely Barcelona, they get the job done.
Yeah, but I think this is the most crucial game of the whole weekend. And actually, I think that the title race is on the line in this game, because Barca have been dismounted from the first place in the last 2 or 3 games. Real Madrid are now on top, and Barca haven't looked good lately. Even though they managed to pull off the win against Athletic Club, they weren't able to perform properly. And I said that earlier, they are finding very tough adapting into what Quique Setién is asking from the side. And at the same time, Celta need to win if they want to keep their race going on in order to escape from the relegation places. Barca traditionally have found it very, very tough to win in Balaídos. It was one of their doomed grounds where, for example, Luis Enrique wasn't able to win on many occasions. And we'll see how the game develops, because remember, Celta's manager, Oscar Garcia, knows exactly how Barca play. He's been a Barca player for many years. He knows exactly what the Masia, the youth academy from Barca, how they perform. He was even the manager for the B team, Barca's B team, and he will try to set up quite a lot of traps, and will try to perform several tricks in order to make Barca to lose some points. So yeah, Barca are favorites, obviously, but I have to say that Celta might be very, very dangerous if you don't take them seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a very, very tight game to me. And I was thinking maybe draw half-time. Martin, remember, Celta, they scored 6 only last week.
Yeah, I'm pleased to see Celta Vigo put a couple of wins together, actually. Got a bit of a soft spot for them because they do try to play some good attacking football, and they always provide a lot of drama in the late stages of the season. We've seen them have a few great escapes over the last couple of seasons. Obviously, they look a bit rejuvenated since bringing in Milito. Yeah, they look like a dangerous team. But I still do think that Barcelona will scrape a very narrow victory in this one. I wouldn't be looking at giving them a handicap or anything like that. They got a 1-goal victory last time out. I think we could see something like that again. Just very surprising to see Barca's world-class forwards not really clicking so far. Surely we've got to see a performance from Lionel Messi at some point. Surely Luis Suarez, if he's going to keep justifying his position in the team, has got to improve. So I just feel like, a couple of them are going to get on the score sheet sooner or later. And Celta Vigo don't have the best defence, even though they've kept a couple of clean sheets in their last games. So without really wanting to complicate it too much, I think you can just get odds of 1.7 on a Barcelona win. Even though they're away from home, there's no fans. I think that looks like a decent price. So just going for a straight Barcelona win for me.
Yeah, my problem with Barcelona is the creativity. I think it's only Messi, and that's it. I mean, you take Messi out. I mean, Griezmann's just a pawn where he's used to being a real star. Suarez, he's not getting the supply. I quite like, if you're going to go for the Barcelona win, how about Barcelona -1, the draw? So in other words, you're basically saying Barcelona to win by 1 goal. That brings in 1-0 and 2-1, and obviously 3-2 as well. Now let's go on to our next game, which is Osasuna +130, draw +210, and Leganes +275. Looks like a tough game, this, Paco.
Yeah, and many might think that a draw would be a chance, a possibility in this one, because actually Osasuna are right now in a very comfortable place. They already know that they won't be relegated, even though they still have to do the maths in order to be clear from danger. They need 1 or 2 more wins, but they are looking pretty good after the restart of the season. Whereas Leganes, they are facing trouble. They are missing hugely players such as Braithwaite, which was signed by Barca before the 3-month hiatus. They are missing En-Nesyri, who is playing for Sevilla. And that's one of the biggest problems Leganes have faced this season, that their most dangerous players in front, they have been snatched by other La Liga teams, and they didn't have the time or the resources to be able to sign other forwards. So they lack goal. Leganes is one of the poorest teams when you think about their scoring ability. Whereas Osasuna, they won't play with pressure. They don't really need the points. They don't really have that kind of sense of urgency to win. So, it might go both ways. Maybe Osasuna pulls off an excellent game and they win 3-0. But I see this one as a very close one. So possibly maybe a draw or even a Leganes upset, because the sheer desperation, that might be a very important factor here.
Martin, do you see both teams scoring?
No, not really. I think this is just a bit of a... I think there's too many variables in this game, like Paco said. It's just, yeah, I agree with everything he said. Both teams, Leganes have got a lot more to play for, so they're feeling the pressure. You could get a really good performance out of them. Then again, they're a poor side. They haven't won since La Liga resumed. Osasuna are playing without pressure, but they have no real motivation to go and win anything. So I'm just going to pass this one. I mean, you'd probably go for both teams to score. No, I think that would look like a pretty good bet. Not sure what the odds are there, but a lot of the time these teams fail to score. But yeah, I just think put a line through it and move on.
Yeah, draw half-time as well. Remember, that's a really popular bet since the restart of every league across Europe. Now, Atletico at -300, draw +400, and Alaves at +1200, Paco.
Well, I think that Atletico are huge favorites for this one because they have returned from the break. I think that in a much better form than before. These 3 months, I don't know what Simeone has done while in confinement, talking with the players when they were inside their homes, video conferences, video calls. I don't know what happened, but Atletico are looking very, very sharp. I think the most informed team in La Liga alongside Real Madrid. So I see a very decent side in Alaves, but I think they have no chance against Atletico. And I think it will be 3 points for Simeone's men, which will consolidate them in the third spot.
Paco, they are a disgusting watch, though. I mean, the talent that they've got throughout the side. Honest to God, I love seeing teams, even if they fall on the sword. I love the forward passing. They play with 2 holding midfielders. They pass it sideways. And I've said already about João Felix and Costa. They're unbelievable to be able to stay sane in that squad.
Yeah, but you Flash are an expert pundit, and you know exactly what goes on in such a team. And this is Simeone's way, and you have to respect it. You have to apply every single drop of knowledge into fitting into that mold because it has worked for them. It's been working for them almost 10 years already. And that's the way they do things over in Atletico. They want their defense. They want Oblak to be the lifesaver whenever somebody is able to pull off one shot on target. And later, any single clear chance they might have, they always have that quality final touch. You have Felix, they have Diego Costa, Morata, whoever, Vitolo, whoever is able to score. Most of their attacking players would be starters in 99% of La Liga teams. So that's Atletico's brilliance, that they defend like a little humble side and they have plenty of firepower in front. And yeah, it might not be the most entertaining team to watch, but they always get the job done.
Well, I'll tell you how entertaining they are. I can't mention Atletico Madrid and go to Martin without him mentioning laborious.
They are very laborious. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Flash, about them being a disgusting watch. I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Atletico Madrid because I hate watching them play, but I've made a lot of money off the back of them over the last few years. You know, there was last season and the season before that, I think I was going Atletico Madrid and under 3.5 goals every time they played at home and just cashed in most times. But having said that, I wouldn't enjoy being an Atletico Madrid fan. No way. I'd rather support, Real Sociedad or Villareal, a team that actually plays football. Yes, they lose often, but at least it's quite fun to watch. Not much fun watching Atletico Madrid, but they are very good at what they do. Put a lot of men behind the ball, ground out results, and they're very efficient in front of goal. Like Paco said, they've got many match winners within their ranks. And yeah, I think they're on a roll right now. I think they'll keep getting the job done in the weeks ahead. They're obviously still in the Champions League. I think they're going to be among the favourites to win the Champions League with the form they're in. They will probably start to rest players when that gets a bit closer, but we're still some way off that. So I can see them still putting a few more wins together, really cementing that third place. And I just think Alaves are going to be their latest victims at the weekend, especially after losing to 0 in both of their last games. You have to go for under 3.5 goals again in this one. You can get 1.75 on Atletico to win and under 3.5 goals. I think that looks like a reasonable return on your investment. They do occasionally just go and blow a team away, which is a bit of a worry. Yeah. But I think, they are going to get a little bit tired, some of their players. So I think a reasonably low-scoring game for me in this one. 2-0 Atletico, 3-0, something like that would suit me down to the ground.
Yeah, win to 0 and to win both halves would probably be the way to go. And remember, if you want to wait and have a look at the lineups, then if Morata's playing, then you go draw half-time, because for me, Morata's finished. He's nowhere near in the same class as Felix and Costa. His best days are behind him. Now, Levante plus 170, draw plus 258, and Betis at plus 180, Paco.
I foresee goals in this one, but because most of the players in both sides are horrible defending, they are two of the most of the teams which allow most chances on shots on target in the whole La Liga 20 squad roster. And I think that taking into consideration the place that they have right now in the table, they are mid-table, they have no main goals at hand. Levante is very close to remaining in La Liga one more season. Real Betis have sacked their former manager, Rubi, and Alexis Trujillo is going to be the manager for the next couple of games. I think they are out of the race for Europe. It's too late for them. They have failed miserably in their goal this season. So I think that Betis won't do well in the remaining 4, 5, 6 games. So if we mix everything and throw everything into the kitchen sink, I think that not having pressure will allow both teams to play freely. And we can see plenty of chances, plenty of shots on target, and plenty of goals in this matchup.
Martin, the Alex Classic looks to be a shoo-in.
Yeah, it does, but then, they both lost 1-0 in their last games. I just think this is one to avoid again. I'm struggling to see the motivation for either of these teams, which I think makes it pretty unpredictable. Yeah, Real Betis' season has been a total mess. Considering the investment they had last summer, it's been very underwhelming. It's no surprise they sacked their manager, really. I do think Levante are quite a difficult team to play against. Yes, they lost to Atletico Madrid last time out, but there's no shame in that. They were unbeaten previously since the season resumed. All the money's going on Levante, actually. The odds are dropping on them. So the betting public obviously thinks we're in for a victory for Levante. But yeah, I just think, again, there's just too many different variables. So I'm going to pass this one.
Okay, now what a game this is. Villareal plus 137, the draw plus 277, and Valencia a massive 210, Paco. Now, leave your Valencia hat to one side, but they do look value.
Yes, because this is, in my view, the most balanced Valencian derby in many, many seasons. Remember that Villareal went down 4 or 5 years ago. They later were able to promote. And once again, they have struggled in La Liga in the last 2-3 seasons with season ends which didn't really fit their squad. They have quality players. They have Santi Cazorla, world-class player in the midfield, even though he's already quite old as a player, but he's pure class. And you have in front Gerard Moreno, you have Paco Alcácer, who is an excellent striker. You have plenty of talent over there, and that talent didn't live up to its potential. But this season, after the break, they are unstoppable. They are one of the most informed teams in La Liga, and they are facing Valencia, who definitely need the win. They need to win if they want to keep inside the race for the Champions League places. So the balance is going to be so high, and it's going to be so leveled, absolutely everything, that I wouldn't, in Spain we have quinielas, home win, away win, draw. I would definitely check the 3 boxes, because I don't really know what is going to happen in this one.
Okay, Martin, halftime draw on the cards.
Could well be, Flash. Could well be. I think we're going to see a good game here. Should be open, should be entertaining. Like Paco said, they've got a lot of very good attacking players at Villareal these days. Huge fan of Santi Cazorla. Think he can unlock the defence. Very unimpressed generally by the way Valencia defend. Interested to see how they get on tonight, but Villareal would have had a bit of extra rest, so I think they can give them a really good game in this one. Not sure how it's going to pan out in terms of the result, really. I'm just looking at both teams to score. I think we'll see a good game here. 1.7 on both teams to score.
Both teams to score is 1.7. Remember, the draw is plus 277. And just remember, the draw at half-time, I fancy they might be a little bit cagey, trying to feel each other out. Now, Granada plus 138, the draw plus 210, and Eibar at plus 280. Can we rely on Granada to get the job done, Paco?
Yes, because they have stumbled in the last couple of games. They had suddenly bounced back after the hiatus, becoming one of the powerhouse teams, and they were able to finally get into those European spots, fighting for the Europa League, and they later plunged a bit. Their performance hasn't been so brilliant in the last 2 games, but they are, pretty reliable when playing at home, even though they don't have their fans to support them. And Eibar, in the same way Martin said that Valencia are going to be more tired, Eibar are going to be more tired than Granada, because they will have a very challenging game today against Valencia. They only have 3 days rest before the next one. And again, they don't really have the motivation to seek the 3 points, as they are mid-table. They don't have really real danger chasing them. They won't be able to make it into Europe. So I think Granada will have a pretty easy task if they want to keep the 3 points.
Paco, is Granada, is it one of the hottest places in Spain?
Yes, definitely yes. I would say Granada alongside Sevilla, alongside Malaga, also Valencia, where I'm based, and 2-3 more single spots. But yeah, definitely that game, 7:30 next Sunday, it will be hot. It would be hotter if it took place at 4 in the evening, or 4:30, or even at noon. But I think it will be a very, very challenging game for any single player in both clubs.
Martin, it points towards a home win Sunday evening. The Heat, they need the points. They've just got back on track. Plus 138, it looks like a gift.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, Granada are only, 5 points off a Europa League spot. So, they've still got plenty to play for. Obviously, Eibar fighting for their lives at the bottom of the table. They're only a few points above Mallorca. So they're very much still needing points too. So there should be a lot of motivation. Yeah, fatigue is definitely going to be a factor. I think that could really play out, like you said, in the heat of Granada. Not sure I feel confident on going for pulling the trigger on an actual victory for Granada, seeing as they haven't won in their last 3 games. I'd probably go draw no bet for Granada, 1.63. But there's a lot of very tricky fixtures on this card upcoming this weekend, I think. I'm sitting on the fence about a few games, so I probably would go for draw no bet for Granada. But there's other games I like a lot more.
Yeah, the big thing is, though, that when they're tight games, then there's going to be more value, and it's our job to sniff it out, Martin. Now, this team here, honestly, no one gets it right. Espanyol plus 600, draw plus 390, and Madrid minus 195. Surely that's just close your eyes, over 1.5, Madrid win, Paco.
Yeah, Martin said that there are going to be quite a lot of tricky games next weekend to predict. This one isn't one of them. This is the easiest prediction of the whole weekend, because it's top of the league against bottom of the league. It's Real Club Deportivo Espanyol, who have been traditionally victims for Real Madrid. They have, I think, around 70-75% of games between them have ended with a Real Madrid win. That's utterly amazing. And they have never provided a challenge. I can't even remember the last time Espanyol were able to beat Real Madrid. It's been so many years from that one today that Real Madrid is going to win. I don't know if they are going to crush and thrash Espanyol, but Real Madrid's win, I think it's a given.
Yeah, and obviously, Mike, with Vinicius on the break, we spoke about him already in the last few shows. Absolutely on fire. Benzema scoring goals. They've got plenty ammo on the bench as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think they can tear them apart. No idea who will start alongside Benzema, because he's got so many great options. Vinicius is rapid, very talented. Eden Hazard's a very, very good player, as we know. Gareth Bale can't get in the team. Asensio's looked very sharp since coming back. And like you say, when you can bring on players of that quality in the second half, when legs among the defenders are getting weary, just points to a very comfortable victory for Real Madrid for me. I think I'd push it to maybe minus 1.25 Asian handicap for Real Madrid. You can get odds of 2.04 on that. I can see them winning this by a couple of clear goals.
Yeah, and Real Madrid and over 1.5, or just give them the... Did you say minus 1.25?
Yeah.
Okay, minus 1.25, but just get on Madrid. They look so strong. I mean, they're almost like the Bayern Munich of La Liga. Now, the last game is, well, before the COVID, this would have been an absolute cracker. God knows what it's going to be like now. Getafe plus 164, draw plus 200, Sociedad plus 220. Paco, the odds are saying that the draw is probably the favoured result.
Yeah, I think both sides have had problems of reliability in the last few games because, as you said, Flash, before the break, they were looking absolutely vicious in their game. Real Sociedad were winning left or right and even scoring plenty of goals against Valencia, for example, 3 against them. And Getafe were at home one of the most reliable sides in the whole competition. But after the 3 months hiatus, something has happened to both of them, and that reliability is gone. They can do an excellent job, and at the same time, they can fail miserably in a game. I have seen plenty of weird things happening in the games where these two sides have had some kind of spotlight, and possibly, you said it, a draw between them. If we take into consideration they are only 2 points away in the table right now, I think they're going to be very wary of trying to go on full offense against each other, and that kind of, boxing attitude, trying to see where the other team is going to come from. I think that wariness is going to make its way into the final score, and possibly a draw would be a quite likable outcome.
Martin, my draw radar pops up as soon as I see anything around just the plus 200 on the draw.
Yeah, totally agree. I've got 3.12 on the draw. So, yeah, I've gone up to plus 212, which I think looks like a fantastic set of odds. That's what I've put down. A draw in this game. Getafe are fast emerging as the draw kings of La Liga, all square in their last 3 games. And yeah, I just think that they really struggle to kill teams off at the moment, which is going to cost them that chance of getting a Champions League place once again. Real Sociedad, their results have been poor. I think they are a better team than recent results suggest. I agree that these two teams can cancel one another out, and looks like very good odds on the draw.
Yeah, I don't think you need to complicate it. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. The ringing of the bell will mean that we can notify you for any content, and then you will never miss anything again. Also, just for today, I'd like you to put your thumbs up. And your thumbs up is not for Paco, not for myself, not for Martin, but it's for Rafa. And obviously everyone knows that Rafa was my right-hand man. He was my studio technician. He sadly passed away less than 48 hours ago. So today, it's just a thumbs up for Rafa. Also, if you press the link in the description, it will take you over to all of our soccer articles. And if you stay there long enough, then you'll wander and find other sports by other articles. Martin, can you give me a rundown? A parlay and a banker. I don't fancy it as a parlay, though.
Certainly, Flash. I'm going to go for Sevilla and under 3.5 goals at 1.95 against Valladolid. Bilbao and under 4.5 goals against Mallorca at 1.67. Barcelona to beat Celta Vigo, 1.7. Atletico and under 3.5 goals against Alaves at 1.75. Leaning towards the draw in that Levante versus Betis game at 3.57, but that's a lean. Both teams to score, Villareal versus Valencia, 1.7. Granada draw no bet at 1.62 against Eibar. Real Madrid minus 1.25 Asian handicap against Espanyol at 2.04. And then the draw at 3.12 in that Getafe versus Real Sociedad game. For a banker, I would just have to go with Real Madrid. But I would happily put Athletic Bilbao, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid in a 3-team parlay. I think that looks probably your best betting option of the weekend.
Okay, well, Paco, I let you off on your first appearance on this show, and then I got Ewan. Ewan was absolutely amazing every single time, so no pressure. Can you give me a couple of your favourites, please?
Well, I think that, as you said, on Valencia and Villareal, that game, I think the goals are going to be the main stars of the show. And that 2.5, as you said earlier, I think we might see quite quite a lot of goals in that one. I'm thinking about a 2-2, 3-3, 3-2 score. That might be very interesting for some of our fans. And I would like to talk about a possible upset. For example, Barca against Celta. Everyone expects Barca to win that one, but I'm not so sure by looking at the team in the last couple of games, and I think they are not going to be able to do that. So possibly a draw in that one, or even a surprising upset by Celta, who need the win, even so much more than Barca. That could be one of the most surprising results of the weekend. And if someone decides to go on and risk it, they might find some kind of prize.
Okay, yeah, and if you're going to go with Celta and you fancy that they could upset Barcelona, you could always go Celta and plus 1.25 or maybe 1.5 or even just a 1. And if they get beat by just 1, then you get the push. Paco, I hope Valencia is kind to you over the next few days. We will see you again soon. That's Paco from La Liga Lowdown. Martin, I'll see you on Premier League Punters. Good luck, mate. You take care.
See you tomorrow, Flash. Have a good night.
Cheers, boys. That's Paco from La Liga Lowdown and Martin Green going through La Liga. Rest in peace, Rafa. You take care. We'll see you again soon.